All right, we're just about ready to get started. Welcome to Blab with Bacon. And I see that there's a whole bunch of people showing up. Thank you guys for showing up. Feel free to jump in and grab a seat if you'd like. Not sure if you guys can hear me or not. If you can, do me a favor and just put it in the message box. Say yes. All right, thanks, Franklin. Good, man. Well, I'm excited. This is my first Blab, and on top of everything else, it's my birthday, so I get to play with my friends. So, woo! Happy birthday! Anyways, so I'm so glad that you guys decided to join in. I really am excited to start this Blab. I'm going to do it every single week. I'm going to put in the message window, if you guys want to be a guest on the show, you have to talk to my virtual assistant, Kay, at b2b-im.com. And go ahead and send her an email. So if you want to become a guest on the show in the future, I'm going to schedule guests every single week and kind of keep this thing going. So I'm so happy that you guys are joining in. And it looks like we got a bunch of my friends here. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. And it's going to be a great show. So anyways, this is Blab with Bacon, and that's what we're going to be doing. Is we're going to be blabbing with bacon. And I can turn off my lower third here if I can get to it. There we go. Let's turn it off so you can see the whole thing. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So it's Blab with Bacon, and just to let you guys know, I'm going to be doing, it's a guest show, so I'm going to invite people on, and if anybody wants to jump on a seat and talk and jump in, that's awesome. I have no problem with that. We're going to add guests as we go along. And just so you guys know, this is, oh, yes. Here comes Felicia. Let's see if we can get her on. She's trying. That's awesome. In the meantime, while we're waiting for her, I wanted to let you guys know that this show is sponsored, and it is sponsored by not only the Bacon Podcast, but also my other website, The Bacon Coach. So I really appreciate you guys showing up. Felicia, can you get on? We're trying. Oop, she's trying. She can't seem to get there. So we'll just keep trying to get her in. That's just the way it works. Sometimes these blabs are awesome and they work perfectly, and sometimes they don't. One of the things I wanted to talk about right off the bat is one of the reasons why I started this blab is because I was doing a podcast called Blog Talk Radio. It was BLT, Bacon Life Transitions, and unfortunately on New Year's Eve, my co-host Jan lost her battle with brain cancer, so part of the show is dedicated to her, and I wanted to carry on the tradition of doing a weekly show, and we did that for over a year and a half and had a lot of incredible guests on there. And if you haven't heard it, you can always search it out. I can put a link in later. But she was a wonderful guest and a super sweet woman. As a matter of fact, I got an email from her husband, and she did not want to have any kind of memorial service or funeral or anything like that. What she's doing is they're throwing a party, and I was invited to the party. So I thought that was pretty cool. I loved her, and that was kind of her way of doing things. As she was just one of those people that, really didn't dig the spotlight, but was so giving, and it was such a pleasure to work with her. So she will definitely be missed. And so Franklin's asking how I got all the transitions and all that stuff, and it's with a program called Manycam, Manycam, and it's fun. So Felicia, yes, I am taking callers. So if you want to try again, it's open. Give it a shot, and no problem. And Manycam is a really cool program. I actually learned that by going on a blab with Joel Comm. And I've been following Joel and been on Brian G. Johnson's show and, working with those guys. And it's, so I've learned a lot on how to do blabs a little better. Yep, Manycam is awesome. Yep, it's very, very cool. So, for example, I can, talk about my sponsor, the Bacon Podcast. And so if you go to www.baconpodcast.com, and putting that in the window for you guys. So there's a link to the podcast. That's one of my sponsors. And I can switch back and forth, to all those things. So very, very cool. So Felicia's trying to jump in again. Let's see if we can get her on. Come on, Felicia.
Hey.
Let's see if we can get you.
Hey,
you made it.
Congratulations.
Happy New Year. Thank you. It's so exciting to see you.
I'm excited that you're doing this. I'm not even in my regular set, so my light is but Sadie's excited.
Hey, Sadie, buddy guy says hi.
Going back to your place. If she keeps doing this, I'll jump off. I just want to say hey.
Hey, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And thanks for the shout outs and the email and all that stuff. That was awesome. So I really appreciate it. This is a lot of fun.
I bet you. All right. She gets all excited when I get excited. So I just
Of course.
say hi. Stop.
It's okay.
Take care. Good luck with your show.
All right. Thank you so much, Felicia. Have a great day. Thanks for coming on. Bye-bye. So, yeah, if anybody else wants to jump on and say hi, have anything you want to talk about, like I say, in the future, this is going to be a guest-driven show, so I'll be interviewing some really cool people. If you want to be a guest, I put in Kay's information. Just scroll up and you'll see Kay at b2b-im.com. You can always contact her, and we'll get you booked in. So today we're just kind of having an open forum and just having some fun. It's my birthday, and woo-woo, I'm enjoying it. Man, it's just like one of the things I try to do on my birthday every single year is I make sure that I go to every single person that has ever posted to my wall or said anything to me and make sure I thank them in person. Not just a like, I always thank them, and it takes pretty much the whole day. It just eats it up. But that's just me. I want to make sure that everybody I talk to gets their props, and I really appreciate all the birthday wishes and stuff like that. So it's very, very exciting to get the Blab going and have you guys on. So you guys have any questions or anything that you want to talk about, feel free to jump on and go to the open seat, and we can have more than one person on at a time. And I'm really looking forward to you guys because the show is really about you. It's about interacting with people all over the place. And I love the interactive map. It shows where everybody's coming from. We got people all over the country coming on. And man, this is cool. So, and I know it's early for my West Coast friends, those people out in the Mountain Time and Pacific Time, but hey, it's a morning show. That's just the way it's going to be. There's so many shows in the afternoon and the evening. I thought this was a good time slot. So I'm really looking forward to that and, continuing to talk with you guys. So feel free to jump on if you want to say something, and really looking forward to the conversations. If not, we'll just keep going along and talking about things like the Bacon Podcast. I just did a whole bunch of great interviews with some really incredible people that you need to check out. So if you haven't gone to www.baconpodcast.com, go check it out, because on there I get to interview people like Lee Collins and Bob Yeager, and I just did Michelle Schism, and there's a whole bunch of people. All right, Brian's going to jump on.
Hey,
Let's see if we can get Brian on the line. Hey, there he is, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really good today. Thank goodness.
I like that.
So welcome to the new, I don't want to call it fad. I want to call it the new disruption, the new movement that is live streaming. It's very exciting. I've been doing a lot of these in September. I'm stepping up my game even more this week, and it's going to be great to start seeing your beautiful head out there in the Blabosphere.
Thanks, man. Well, I've been playing with this. I actually did a Blab a couple of weeks ago with Deb Jansen, and that was the first one that I did, just so I could get my arms around, the technology. And then I started playing with, Minicam and really starting to kind of hone things in. The one thing I haven't gotten yet is the audio side of things down, where I can start playing sound effects and music, and that's coming, so. But I've been playing around with this. I've been playing around with Periscope. I've been doing Periscopes for a while. So have you played around with that at all, or just
absolutely.
pretty much Blab?
I do a Periscope every now and then. There's a new format out there that just came out last week called Mevi. And what Mevi does is it allows you to live stream, and then you can post it anywhere. You can put it on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. And it's still a little glitchy, but I'm sure they'll work it all out. There's just so many tools to choose from, but the bottom line of it is it gives the end user access to you like no other platform.
Right,
when you podcast, you're not there when they're listening to it.
Right, exactly.
But formats like this, it breaks down that barrier so people really, really get to see the human side of you and get to ask you questions and see just how real you are. You're not the great and powerful Oz behind a curtain.
Right. Very true. Yeah, I like that. I haven't. Do me a favor and put in the chat window a link to that so that we can see it. I've been using catch.me, and I don't know if you're familiar with that or not.
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, for Periscopes. Now, what that one does is every time you do a Periscope, it records it. it'll put it on Twitter, but then you can grab that and put it anywhere else too. So it's another platform that's out there, and that was pretty solid.
Those unfamiliar with Periscope, it disappears after 24 hours.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah.
being able to catch it like that is beautiful and make it evergreen.
Yep, and that's exactly what I do. And my Periscope was marketing with Buddy Guy. I would basically hold the Periscope and watch the dog check his P-mail. Only receiving, never sending, and just give a marketing tip. And that was my whole premise on that show. And I do it, it's just a little cold now to do it. That's the problem. It's so hard to hold up the camera, when it's like freezing outside. But it was a blast, and I'm going to continue to do those. But this is just another platform to get out there. And again, you can record it, you can put it wherever you want. It's automatically sent out to Twitter. And it's a great interactive forum, So what have you been doing on your Blabs? What kind of stuff have you been talking about?
Well, interestingly enough, I'm making a big shift.
Mm-hmm.
It used to focus much more, when I first started doing podcasting over a year ago, was much more focused on autism, ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm moving much more into working with entrepreneurs who have difficulty handling the necessary and frequent failures that come along with being in business.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just don't have the mindset or strategies to take those hits. So the focus of my new podcast is called Turning Failures into Fuel. And it's all about the strategies that you need to make use of those experiences
Mm-hmm.
to build momentum instead of, the universe is telling me I should quit. No, the universe is trying to make you stronger.
Right. Exactly.
So that's really the theme and the focus of what I'm doing.
Cool. And so with these Blabs, where have you been posting and what kind of stuff and what kind of response have you been getting? I mean, that's one of the questions I think everybody wants to know, because if you're going to invest time in this, you want to make sure that you're getting some traction with it.
Right. And it all comes down to focus. I mean, who are you serving?
Mm-hmm.
If you're just showing up on a Blab to just talk about what's bugging you that day, yeah, maybe you and a couple of your close friends will care. But if you know specifically what problem you're trying to solve for people, and you put it out in Twitter, you put it out on Facebook, maybe LinkedIn, where your tribe lives,
Mm-hmm.
and you make it clear this is the problem you're solving, it'll resonate with them and they will seek you out.
Awesome. So what kind of traction have you gotten from it? I mean, have you gotten any like solid jobs already and stuff like that?
Oh, I've definitely, it's wonderful for lead generation.
Gotcha.
As far as building up your list because you're providing value, new emails, new
Mm-hmm.
clients, all because they see, hey man, you're a real person just like me. I mean, there are many times, I know, Brian, you're familiar with my physical condition.
Right, yes.
Sometimes my hands hurt too much to shave that day. So I said, whatever. This is just one more indication of my authenticity. I'll show up unshaven.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, because it's about the value. It's about the results. And
Mm-hmm.
if people are nitpicking over my appearance, they're probably not an ideal client.
Right. So anyways, my phone's ringing and I forgot to shut it off, but hey, that happens, so what are you going to do? It's live video. It's a Blab.
Exactly. Sometimes my dogs bark.
Right.
Sometimes you hear my kids watching TV in the background.
Right.
I'm not going to fret over that stuff and make a point of editing it out,
Mm-hmm.
because to be human means to put yourself out there with all your fails and foibles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ultimately it makes us far more relatable for people to witness us having those little hiccups and how we deal with it.
Right.
Do we become all shell-shocked and self-conscious, like, oh my goodness, I forgot to turn that off. I feel so ashamed. I'm so unprofessional now. Nonsense.
Yeah. No, I think it's Yeah, I think it's a little different when you're doing a podcast, which is more like a radio show. I think you have to have those production values. In the case of doing this live video streaming stuff, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you're here, you're being yourself, and what you see is what you get. Like a big old.
That's what's wonderful for me about Blab, because I have so many quirks. If I edited all that out, my episodes would be 5 minutes long.
Right.
So I just leave it all in.
Well, it's good to hear how you're using it. I think that's part of the heart in the show is to help people, learn and share and get, people like you to come on to talk about how you're using it so they can learn some other stuff. Like Franklin said, how'd you make all this other stuff happen, So, again, I can turn off my lower third and I can get my text to flow here and say the show is sponsored by, so I can do these cool effects and try to make things a little bit more in the production value area. That's what
Now,
I'm.
are you doing that lower third with Blab, or is that something else?
No, it's called Minicam. It's a program called Minicam that allows you to have, different shots and things like that. So like if I want to bring up my book, I can bring up my book, turn off the lower third.
Yeah. Can you please put a link to that down that in the feed here? I definitely need to get my hands on that toy.
I don't know. I think it's just minicam.com, but just search Minicam. It's MANYCAM. Just search that and you'll find it in Google. Yeah.
And it's so smooth.
Yeah, no, it does. It does a really good job. I mean, one of the things that I had to play with was how does it work? And like, for example, getting the lower third to actually fit right took a little bit of playing, so that's why I wanted to wait to get this full Blab show going, because I wanted to kind of get my ducks in a row. And like I say, the only thing I haven't been able to get going yet is adding more audio. So like some kind of intro music or sound effects or things like that. Like when you came on, I wanted to hit the applause button, that kind of stuff. But that's just me, because I come from a background of TV production and radio production, audio production and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I embrace this so much. And I also embrace doing podcasting, because podcasting is like in my blood, doing audio production and editing and music and all that stuff. So I love that.
Yeah, Blab was a dream come true for me, because I do so much better in conversation with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it take my scatterbrain and allow those ducks to fly in a row a little bit better,
mm-hmm.
but there's this natural synergy that takes place when you start bouncing ideas off of each other, and you both end up sounding much smarter than you might be if you were the only one doing the talking.
Right.
So that's one of the great things about being able to have this kind of a discourse.
Well, and I love, honestly, just hearing from guests. I mean, it's the interaction, I think, is something that people enjoy, is hearing other people's perspective, because otherwise it's just a monologue of you talking. I mean, you could do that on YouTube, you could do that on, Periscope, you can do all those different things, but I think Blab gives it more of a community feel so that everybody can jump in and, add their voice to it. Like I'm, seeing some great comments. Somebody says, do you have a mixer? I've been looking at mixers, but I'm really hoping that I could find a way to do this stuff internally on the Mac itself and not have to, pull in external devices. But if that's the only way to do it, I can, they're cheap. You can buy them for $50 to $100, and I know how to do that.
You're so savvy with those little things that just really create the feel of your broadcast. I'm looking forward to seeing how you introduce these new things. The lower third tip, that's exciting. I'm definitely going to jump on that. Being able to bring in that intro music, which is something Blab does not have inherent in its technology, right. But to see you coming up with new toys to do that, I am going to watch you and follow your leadership, because I know you're just going to totally kill it.
Thanks, man. Well, that's what this whole thing is. It's a giant experiment. It's like one day I'm on Amazon, and unfortunately my room isn't conducive to having, like an office type feel, because it's just the way it's set up, and I can't move my desk, So finally I figured out, I went to Amazon and I found a bacon shower curtain. And then I have a, basically it's my screen, my projection screen that I take out on the road every time with my projector to give presentations. I just stuck that up, used some clips, put the bacon shower curtain up there, and boom, I've got a backdrop.
Well, one thing hopefully they'll make, and with, as far as I know, they've already made it, is some kind of a bacon striped shirt that you can wear.
Yes. Oh, no, they're there. But I decided to wear my BrianBasilico.com shirt, which is my speaking shirt, because it's another branding thing, It's like, so, trying to keep it all in house, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the marketing.
You can do to make sure they remember you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck to you. Happy birthday again. I'm going to let somebody else jump in this seat, and I'm going to start checking out these links that are posted in the comments.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Take care, man.
Anytime, man.
All right. So Felicia's coming back on, and Felicia's sitting there saying, share this on Twitter. Make sure you share this on Twitter. Tell a little bird up in the upper left-hand side. Make sure you guys post that tweet to Twitter and let people know, hey, Felicia, what's up? Welcome back.
Well, I got the dog with the treat now, so she's happy for about a minute or 5.
Yay.
But I just wanted to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And I'm excited. I love the thought that you put into putting together your studio.
Thank you.
And you know, the shower curtain idea is genius. So many people, I think they stress over like, well, what's my background going to look like, and where's my stuff, and what am I going to do? And you know, you don't have to make that big a deal out of it. Like you said, I mean, it's a shower curtain. You know, you got your lights on, you're in front of your camera. I have a different set that I use when I do my show, obviously, so I have better lighting and a less, you know, background. Right. What's that coming out of her head? You know, but just to pop on as a guest, like, it's not that big a deal. And for you, I love that you're doing this and you're using everything that you know. And so tell everybody, what is going to be the theme of your show? Like, where'd you come up with the name Bacon Podcast?
Well, the Bacon Podcast and all the bacon stuff is based on the fact that I have a best-selling book called It's Not About You, It's About Bacon. And so it all started from that. And this book was kind of the impetus of, and okay, let's tell the real story. The real story is when I was working with you as my coach and I started the Bacon Podcast, I started out doing something called My Marketing Magnet because I thought it would connect with people better, that, you know, people that didn't know me or the bacon brand, and it kind of went flat. And then you said one day, and you said, Brian, go with the bacon. So I changed it over to Bacon Podcast, and now I'm getting between 1,000 to 2,000 listeners every single month, and it just is such a talking point. It's a brand. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. So I've been able to leverage the brand. So now everything I do is bacon. And the whole bacon thing is it's really just, it's a marketing tool to help you stand out in the crowd. That's it. So everybody's got a bacon. Yours is. So
so thank you for the kind words,
welcome.
By the way.
Yeah.
But so my question is, for people here who may not know, I see some good friendly faces who I do know for sure. But for people who may be visiting or aren't sure, what's the idea? Like, why did you write a book called It's Not About You, It's About Bacon? What is that? What is, like, other than people like to eat bacon? Like, what is the idea around that?
Okay, well, here, let me tell the story of how it started. The way that it started, I was giving a speech out in LA with a couple of my friends, Kaiser and Bender, who have been my customers forever. When I owned my recording studio back in the 90s, they used to work at Ben Franklin Crafts. And they came in. Actually, one of the things I got to do with them is I was doing all the on-hold boxes for every Ben Franklin store in the United States with them. Yeah, it was very cool. So we were doing the voiceover recording. They were the voiceover actors. And we did, you know, music in between. So it was all just, you know, loops that would go in the background of all these stores. So they've stayed in contact. They're now in St. Charles, Illinois. I'm in Aurora, Illinois, and we still get together every once in a while. They invited me out to the Craft and Hobby Association to speak with them on social media. So we're standing there giving this speech, and Georgianne, she pulls out her cell phone. She says, I'm going to put in here, giving a speech at CHA LA 2012, #bacon. By the time we're done, I'm going to have 10 new followers. We finished the hour presentation. She was completely wrong. She had 20 new followers. And I'm going, what the heck is with the #bacon? It just didn't make much sense. Right. So then I started going to, and I have always been going to, networking meetings in the morning. I mean, you've spoken at a handful of my groups and stuff like that. And as a matter of fact, they're getting the Motivated Connection team back. So when you're in Chicago, we'll get you back up there again. Okay. But so I go to these meetings, and what I started doing is I'd pull out my cell phone, and I'd just go over here, and I would just say, okay, let me take a snapshot, and I'd take a picture of bacon. So I take a picture of the bacon, I put it up on Facebook, and my friends started coming on saying, dude, do you have a prepaid plan with your cardiologist? You're going to die. It's like, they don't understand. It was OPB. It was other people's bacon. And since then, it has exploded to the fact that every single day I get 1 to 25, sometimes 50 things. Did you see that video of the little kid sitting in his high chair eating bacon for the first time, just cracking up and screaming bacon? Did you see that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, viral all over the place. That was put on my wall 50 times. And
oh my gosh.
I'm not kidding. I saw, you know, have you seen this? It's like, yes. Love it, thanks. You know, I'm just very gracious and say, love it, you know, it's awesome. So so the whole bacon thing.
Well, so
go ahead.
I want to go back to, that was a cool story. I hadn't heard that part of it, but talk about kittens and bacon.
Oh, well, that's kittens and bacon are the two most shared things on the internet. Period. Amen. Okay. Number 1 is kittens, number 2 is bacon, and primarily sharing. I mean, people, I don't know why, but they love pictures of cats. and kittens. It's just the most shared thing. Bacon is actually the second most shared thing. If you go on Pinterest, you will find zillions of recipes and things about bacon. And I don't know why bacon is so universally loved, but it is. But it just is one of those kind of things that really helped me to differentiate myself from all the other people that I do. It's a brand. I mean, that's really the whole purpose of it.
What's the mindset though? So beyond Brian and you branding with bacon, what's the mindset that you want people to understand related to it's not about you, it's about bacon? What's that mindset? Because I think that's what's going to make you and your show stand out and be different. So explain that mindset a minute.
The whole mindset about bacon is a differentiator that makes you stand out. And the whole key is that everybody has a bacon. You just have to figure out what that bacon is. And I'll give you some examples of bacon. Okay. Brian G. Johnson, who's a friend of ours. The guy is the poodle wrangler, pixie dust, poof. You know, that's his bacon. That's the thing that makes him stand out. So when he's doing his videos, when he's doing audio, when he's putting stuff up on Facebook, it is so obvious that it's him because you're seeing that kind of stuff. I mean, he puts his poodles in his videos. I mean, he does all those kind of things. It's what makes you stand out because let's face it, there's a million speakers in the world, right? There's a million people doing online marketing in the world. It's what's going to make you rise above the crowd that's going to make you memorable that people will start to be attracted to you. That's really the key. Make sense?
Okay. Yep, absolutely. And then, you know, for me, as I was reading your book and in the times that we've talked and I've known you, I think that a big part of it is also just around understanding how the social part of social media works.
Right.
And that, you know, people are sharing cats and bacon because it's not about you. They're not going to share Felicia Slattery. They're going to share, oh, this is really cool. This is really interesting because I'm interested in that. Not they're interested in Felicia, so I'm going to share Felicia, but they're interested in whatever it is that I share.
Right.
And so if you put yourself in the mind of the people who are looking at your posts, your fans, your followers, your friends, whatever platform you're on, right? If you put yourself in the mind of those people, how you get eyeballs, how you get attention on you is by sharing things that are of value to them,
right? Not
of value to you. And that is probably the biggest lesson that I continually learn every day on social media. And I very often will share things or ask questions or put things out there on social media purposely because I know this is something that I know people are interested in. This is something I know people are excited about. This is something I know people want to comment on. And the secret sauce to getting seen on social media is to share some of those things so that when you have a webinar, when you say, hey, by the way, it's my friend Brian Basilico's birthday today, go over to his Blab, like lots of people will see that. Whereas otherwise in Facebook land in particular, folks won't necessarily see it unless Facebook has seen over and over and over again that there's lots of people liking your stuff. There's lots of people commenting on your stuff. There's lots of people sharing your stuff.
Right.
And when they are, then Facebook, their algorithm, yes, says, well, this person is clearly relevant to way more people. I'm going to show this person's posts first.
Right.
So it's and it's by sharing the bacon that your other posts also get shared as well.
Exactly. And there's a couple of other things involved in that. Let's talk about Facebook alone. First and foremost, when I put up a picture of my dog Buddy Guy, that gets the most likes out of anything that I do. I mean, it's just Buddy Guy is just a black lab. He's been adopted. He's got a great story. He was saved twice, once from a non-kill shelter and once where he almost died from bloat where his gut twisted. But people just love when you post a picture of Buddy Guy, and they love dogs, they love cats. As a matter of fact, one of the chapters in the book is called Babies, Puppies, and Bacon. And I wrote that before I knew that kittens were more popular than puppies. But everybody, I mean, let's face it, who is not going to turn into the puppy bowl at least once on Super Bowl Sunday, right? You got a whole bunch of puppies.
So cute.
Yeah, exactly. And babies. I mean, just, everybody loves pictures of babies. My niece just had a baby. She posts pictures. I mean, everybody's going there saying, oh, how cute and all this other stuff. And bacon is the same thing. Another thing that I do to help that algorithm is every single night I post a caption contest. And the whole purpose of the caption contest is just put it out there and let people caption on it. You got to moderate it and like it and make sure that people aren't, dropping F-bombs or getting into arguments and stuff like that. And, But overall, it's pretty innocuous. I mean, just you post it, people comment, and they have a good time, and that helps raise, your algorithm or your ranking inside of its open graph inside of Facebook, if that's still what they're calling it. I believe that's still what they're calling it. So the more that your stuff gets shown, obviously, the more your stuff will get shown inside of Facebook, because if they didn't have that kind of system, like you have, what, 4,000 or 5,000 friends? I've got 2,500 friends. If all 2,500 people started posting things and I saw it all, it would be like Twitter, right? You couldn't use it. I mean, it would be completely unusable. So they rank based on the popularity of the things that you do. So obviously the caption contest, pictures of Buddy Guy, pictures of bacon, those kind of things help my podcast to be seen, help this Blab to be seen, things that you want to be seen without being over salesy. I mean, it's all about being human. And that's what we're trying to do in social media, is build those relationships. That's why the title of the book is, and you said this, it's not about you, it's about bacon, relationship marketing in a social media world. And that's what it's about, is building relationships with people in order to grow your sphere of influence, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, good. I wanted you to get that on air because
thank you.
You've done some great stuff. And like I said, there's a handful of people here who already know that, but now you've got it on recording.
Yay.
So that when you promote your show, you're ready to go.
You're so good at this stuff. And it's a pleasure to see you all the way from, I know, all the way from Tennessee, huh? So
all the way.
How is life down there? You digging it?
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. We have no snow.
Really?
It's been mostly in the 50s as the day's high. This morning we woke up and it was like 19 degrees. That's been as cold as it's been, but it'll be up in the mid 30s, and then tomorrow through Friday it'll be in the high 40s and low 50s as the high. So it's we're just loving it. I wear long sleeves and a vest.
That's awesome.
I love it. No hats, no scarves, no 17 layers of coats on top of sweaters on top of sweatshirts. It's fantastic.
Oh my God! When I went to walk the dog yesterday, it was 9 degrees, and I looked like the kid from Christmas Story, where Mom wrapped the thing around his head a couple of times. Right? Yeah. I can't get up. It's crazy.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll let somebody else jump on. Georgia, do you have a camera? Jump on. Coop, I'm sure you've got something to say about turkeys.
He used to sell bacon. I mean, Cooper used to be a bacon salesman.
And a turkey salesman.
A turkey salesman too, yeah.
That's funny. So maybe he's got a camera he can jump on, but I'm going to let you go for now and just wish you all the luck in the world. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
But I got to get back to work. Congratulations.
Thank you. And make sure you go to Ask Kay. It's just KAY at b2b-im.com. I put it in the comments. Go check that out. Send her an email, because I'd love to have you on as a guest someday.
Okay. Okay, you're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not.
I got to find that.
Well, here, I'll just put it right here again. Yep.
All right. Put it in again. So, and we've got, there's a handful of links in there. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Well, then I will shoot her over an email, and we'll get on the show officially. And I want to have you on my show. I do Tuesdays at noon Eastern, 11 Central. So
I would love to be on there.
Creating Connections with Felicia Slattery. Come see it Tuesday at 11 Central, noon Eastern. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you, Felicia. Thanks. All right. So we got another caller coming in. Justin. I'm not hearing you, Justin. I could see you, but I'm not hearing you. Anybody else? Can you hear Justin? Oh, he's going to try again. So yeah, if you want to jump in, I mean, we're going to go here till 10 o'clock. It's 9:30, so we got a little bit of time, and I'd love to have you jump in and let's talk blabbing. Let's talk social media. Let's talk anything you want to talk about. So sorry, he says accidental. Well, guys, if you want to jump on, please do. Go right ahead. I'm really looking forward to talking to you guys. Coop saying it's minus 12 degrees here. Yeah, it is flipping cold. I'm not a big fan of it, but hey, you know, you live in Chicago, you got to deal with it. So, and I love Felicia. I mean, she comes on, it's like she's directing, you know, she's like, say this, it's awesome. And there's so much stuff. I mean, you guys know it. I mean, I've been doing social media for years, and man, this stuff is changing all the times. New blabs and periscopes, like Brian was talking about, all these cool tools at our fingertips. And part of it is to learn how to use it. I love that. Felicia says, I can't help it. LOL. Yeah, isn't that true? But that's why I love you, girl, because you are such a wonderful guest and got so much energy and all that other stuff. So I got a heart from her. Anyways, guys, so make sure you tweet up here in the corner. Just let everybody know that you're on a Blab if you want to. And I would love for you to do that. I'd love for you guys to put it in your calendar that every single Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central, which is 10 a.m. Eastern, and then 8 a.m. and 7 a.m. I know it's early on the coast, guys, but, you know, hey, get your coffee, get your bacon, come on, jump on. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if anybody else wants to jump on, the seat is there. If not, I'm just going to keep talking because, hey, it is my birthday today. Happy birthday to me. Woo, woo. And so I'm talking about that. I also mentioned at the beginning of the show, for you guys who don't know a lot about me and what's happening, is I started this Blab as a tribute to one of my friends. Her name is Jan, and Jan is she's a person that I did a BLT, it's Business Life Transitions, a blog talk radio show for over a year and a half. And unfortunately, Jan was diagnosed with brain cancer, I believe it was in August, which started to take away her speech, which took her off the podcast. And sadly, she lost her battle with cancer on December 31st, New Year's Eve. So I kind of took a little hiatus, but then I decided, you know what? I know Jan, she's a fun-loving person. She would want me to continue, so I decided to start with this new format in her honor. So that's part of it. I just want to remember her. And guys, if you want to listen to some great interviews, I mean, they're there. Just go search out BLT, Business Life Transitions. That's the one thing I love about the internet is that Jan and the show will live on forever as long as Blog Talk Radio is there, because all those shows have been recorded. So you can go listen. I got a chance to interview her, so you can listen to that. But we also interviewed some really, really great people, including Felicia, and including Tom Cooper, or Mike Cooper, excuse me, not Tom Cooper. I do know Tom Cooper, by the way, though. So Mike Cooper and a whole bunch of other people, and it's a real short half-hour interview show that was done, like I say, every week for a year and a half. So very sad about Jan, but I got invited to a party. Her husband sent out an email last night saying, you know, Jan did not want to have a memorial. She didn't want to have a funeral. She said, I want you guys to have a party and just enjoy and celebrate. And I said, okay, cool. That's awesome. So that's the way Jan is, and that's the way Jan was. And I know there's an angel in heaven just absolutely looking down and just smiling today because you guys are here helping me celebrate her. So again, I want to let you guys know that this show does have a sponsor. And the sponsor is the Bacon Podcast. And also I have another website called Bacon Coach. I'd love for you guys to check those out. Bacon Podcast is where I get to interview some incredible people. And these are some of the heavy hitters in the internet marketing, including Armand Morin, Jeffrey Hazlitt, Kellen Flukinger. There's just a bundle of really great people. Kathy Demers, Matt Basak, Lee Collins, Natalie Collins, Kathleen Gage, Diane Conklin. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I'm actually on episode 123 on Wednesday. It's hard to believe I've done 123 episodes. And it's a great short little show. It literally is, 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if somebody's really got some incredible stuff to talk about. So that's the Bacon Podcast. You can check that out. And Bacon Coach is my latest, where I have a whole bunch of training in there, and that's what I do, is I help people really set up systems, online marketing, and doing those kind of things. That's the brunt of what my real business is. And I always call myself a professional student because I spend most all day learning about this stuff, learning how to market. And I do it for myself first, and I work with other businesses and kind of teach them. And I've created a system called the Bacon System now. So it's really a step-by-step 12-week program. Yes, a 12-week program that helps people guide them through each step so that they get the entire package and start seeing the results. And it's been amazing. I mean, I've had some clients who've literally doubled and tripled their income, or booked their businesses so much they had to turn away business. So because it started to work, and it's all based on solid internet marketing principles. So if anybody would like to jump on, you got a camera, I would love for you guys to come on and talk a little bit and find out what you're doing, and see if maybe there's a way that I can help you, or maybe you want to be a guest on the show. And I put in there a while ago, you can go to k@b2b-im.com. I will put that in the chat window again. It's k@b2b-im.com. And if you're going to be a guest on the show, you can kind of get a sense of what this is. This is going to be an interview show primarily about online marketing. Doesn't necessarily mean we won't take on other topics, but I really would like to keep it within that genre because that's what I do. So if you have a topic that you think would fit, I know Felicia is huge into speaking, and she also does a lot of product creation and online marketing. So she's a great guest. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that could be great guests, and I would love to have you join in. So there's a lot of aspects to what I'm hoping to do with this show is bring great guests to you so that you can learn from some of these guest experts. Just like Felicia came on for a very short period of time and gave you some great stuff. I know there's a lot of people that I'm going to be able to get on that are going to be able to help you learn more how to market your business. So do me a favor, and I have not set up a website yet for this. I will eventually get to that. For now, I'm going to put this probably just on Bacon Coach is where I'm going to put all my blabs. So Blab with Bacon is going to be the moniker of all this stuff. And so it's Blab with Bacon. It is every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Central. That's 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. I have some buddies down in Australia, and they said, dude, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, I'm sorry. It's so hard to find a time where it's going to suit everybody. But the cool thing is I will record these. And I'll make sure they get up on social media so you can watch the replays. So I'd love to have you guys share that, let people know that it's happening, because that's what social media is all of us sharing things. Matter of fact, if you go to my Facebook page today, I have something I'd love for you to see. Actually, it's my Facebook profile. So go look Brian Basilico up on Facebook. And what I'm doing is for every share of one particular post, I'm donating $1 to the American Cancer Society, and I'm doing that in memory of my mother who died of cancer, my wife's mother who died of cancer. I know, Felicia, you're a cancer survivor. That's awesome. Love that. But also Jan, who died of brain cancer, and David Bowie, which was kind of some sad news that I heard today, who's an awesome musician, and he's been an inspiration of mine because I am a musician, and he died yesterday after an 18-month battle with cancer. So I thought, in honor to honor those people, and since it's my birthday, I'd like to give a gift. And so I'm going to do that in the form of a donation. So you got to look for that post and just share it. And for every share that I get today, between now and midnight, I'm going to donate $1 to the American Cancer Society in memorandum of all those people. And hopefully to help people like you who may be affected by this, or maybe somebody that you know. And boy, Felicia's got an awesome story. Here's another thing I'd like to promote is a friend of mine has a podcast called Coming Out of the Fire with Phaedra Koenig. And so check that out. Go search it on the internet. I don't have a link to it. Sorry about that, but I will. I'll try to put it up either in the show notes. But check that out. Felicia's on there. I'm on there. You get to learn from some people. I love promoting other people's stuff because there's so many different ways to learn in this industry. It's not all just one person. I mean, I learn from incredible people. I learn from, the podcasts that I do with Bob Yeager, Lee Collins, Felicia did one on speaking. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love the podcast is because I get to interview these really great people. And that's why I thought bringing this to Blab in a slightly different format is just an extension or another opportunity for me to be able to do that. So, I really love this interview format. I really love the concept of doing online marketing. And Joel Comm, is going to jump in. I hope so.
Uh-oh.
So here comes the man, the myth, the legend.
Hang on a second.
Not a problem. He's going to try again. Can you tell he's using Minicam? So while we're waiting for Joel, I put that down there. I don't have a direct link to it, but check out Minicam. Just go search Minicam. There he is. And you'll find out how I do all these lower thirds and stuff like that. There he is. He's eating some bacon. Happy
birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Oh, I love it when people celebrate with me.
You got to, because it's all about the bacon.
The bacon, baby.
I always forget to, with Minicam, when my PC goes to sleep, Minicam goes to sleep as well. I actually have to exit it and restart it again, and I forget again and again and again.
Huh. Yeah, it's got some quirks, man. Because I could finally. Oh, I love it. Oh, look at that. That is so.
It's
beautiful.
actually it's not the best. It's microwave. It's Hormel microwave.
Yeah,
it'll do.
Right. It's in a pinch, if that's all you got time for because you're coming on a blab or something like that and you don't have time to actually fry up a pound of bacon, you do what you can do. But yeah, I found Minicam a little quirky. You can I've been on your show a couple of times. I finally figured out how to get the lower third to work, so that took some time.
Yeah.
And and then on a Mac, the only platform I could get it to work on was in Firefox. For a Mac, it was the only one where it would work properly. If I tried doing it in Chrome, I couldn't even log on to Blabs, so it was really funky.
That's interesting. Now I've got the pro version of Minicam. I paid for it so I can do cool stuff like this, and put up transitions. But the nice folks at Blab tell us that soon we'll be able to put in a URL and embed YouTube videos and images in the tool here.
Very nice. So there's what else are they talking about coming up? Because I know you got your fingers in the Blab pie because you are a Blabaholic.
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. Anybody you want a piece, man?
I'd love a piece. Can you do me a favor and just send that to my email address? Look at now you got a bacon tongue. You kind of look like Gene Simmons with pork.
I am the kiss of bacon.
It's fabulous. So what's up with you, man? Other than eating bacon.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all about the bacon, then what else is there? I wanted to stop in and wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Glad to know you. Saw you were doing your show and took, bacon is never having to say you're sorry.
Well, this is true.
So I thought I would take the opportunity to kill two birds with one slice.
There you go. Woo-hoo. And they're not angry birds, which is a good thing.
No.
So yeah, no, bacon is meat candy. That's the thing. It's almost like eating candy for breakfast. That's the way.
If this was dipped in chocolate.
Oh, that's fabulous, dude. Have you ever had bacon wrapped in chocolate? Oh yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, it's stuff. Yeah, there's a place locally that does it that is just incredible.
It's a great blend of sweet and salty,
and
it works really well together. And of course, what doesn't chocolate work with? What doesn't bacon work with? The two together, it's like what Reese's peanut butter cup really wanted to be.
Exactly.
Chocolate, yeah, I get it, but chocolate and bacon, forget about it.
Now, see if Reese's came out with bacon cups. Think about that. I mean, there's all kinds of bacon things out there. There's bacon Oreos. They're terrible. There's bacon flavored everything. I mean, bacon flavored cotton candy, popcorn, all this other stuff. But I think that if Reese's came out with a piece of bacon, basically rolled up so that it would fit inside a peanut butter cup and take out the peanut butter and just make bacon cups, I think that would be an incredible, oh man, they could sell that they'd make millions.
Or just call them bacon pieces.
Yeah, that would work too.
Right? Just chocolate covered bacon instead of, chocolate around the peanut butter, just bacon pieces.
I think it would work.
Yeah, kind of like what's the bunch of crunch, right? It's the crunch with the chocolate that Nestle has. Just do bunch of bacon.
I think that's a great idea because you could basically take bacon bits, and just throw them in the chocolate. So now you'd be eating bacon bits wrapped in chocolate as candy. Oh man. It's making me hungry, and you're making me hungry by eating it too. I didn't make myself bacon this morning. That's because I got that much bacon behind me. So
you do. You have the wall of bacon, the WOB.
Yes, it's NBC. It's New Bacon Central. I got that one from Jeff Herring. So it's NBC Studios.
Love it. Hey,
thank you.
Great to see you, Brian.
Thanks,
birthday,
man.
Brother. I'm going to go hit the treadmill and work off this bacon.
You do that. Well, thanks for coming on and eating in front of us. I really appreciate that, man.
See you, my friend.
All right, take care, buddy. So you never know what you're going to get on the Bacon Show. NBC, New Bacon Central. That's what my studio is back here. So if you guys didn't hear, this is actually just a shower curtain that I ordered on Amazon, and I have a projection screen when I go out and do speeches, and I basically just extended it out, took some clips, put it up there, and I've got an immediate bacon studio that I can take down when I'm done. So that's how you how easily you can make yourself your own bacon studio or your own other studio. It's amazing if you just think about all the different kinds of shower curtains that are sitting on Amazon. You could do that. You could also do a green screen if you want to. You could just get a green screen, put that behind you, but then you've got to get the software. Now, Minicam does have that, where you can actually put in backgrounds, and you can be like in a cityscape or things like that, kind of what they do on The Daily Show, but that gets a little quirky with lighting. I don't know if because the light is very bright on this one side, because it's actually my window is open and it's very bright over there, and then I've got light on the other side, which is coming from my desk. And unfortunately, I don't have the room nor the facilities like some other people do. When I get into my next house, I'll have my own video studio, like a lot of my friends have, like Joel has. Joel had a really nice little video studio there. Brian G. Johnson has his real video studio. Michael Neal is a buddy of mine. He's got his own video studio. But this is, you got to work with what you got, right? So if anybody wants to jump on, we've got a little bit more time left, I'm guessing probably about 10 more minutes. And we'll call it a day for my first Blab. Brian King is a 27-year, I didn't realize you were a 27-year cancer survivor too, man. I did not know that. So anyways, I really appreciate you guys showing up. Peanut butter's really good on bacon too. Yeah, that would be, so you get peanut butter, bacon, and chocolate. Ooh, that could be a really great combination to try. Dude, we need to talk more. Yes, Brian, we do. So happy 2016, E-Boy says, thank you. And I really appreciate you guys showing up. We got 10 more minutes if anybody wants to jump on and show some bacon. And if you haven't gotten a webcam, if you have a laptop, you can easily jump on just using the cam on your laptop. So think about that. Or it's also for iPhone, so you can jump on with an iPhone. I saw some people doing that. You could do it on an iPad because they both have built-in video cameras. So if you want to jump on Blabs, just try it out. All you have to do is go get the app for those. So you can get an app on an iPhone, you can get an app on an iPad. I'm sure they have it for Droids. And so you can jump onto any of these and just talk right into the mic, and you can easily jump on to any Blab. You just have to have that software. So otherwise, you just go to blab.im, which you guys know because you're here, and you can come and watch the Blab or be on the Blab or do whatever it is that you want. And Android app, not out yet. Okay, but you can, yeah, so the Android one is not there, but you can do it on an Android, you can do Blab on an Android phone or tablet. I'm probably via the URL is what I'm guessing. I'm seeing this over there. Thanks, Robin. Robin's World. Just go to the browser. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. So cool. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to start lining up guests like planes at O'Hare is what I call them. And every week, I hopefully will have a new entertaining guest. I would love you guys to put this on your calendar. Blab with Bacon every Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific. Which, by the way, I wrote an article years ago in Entrepreneur Magazine, and they said, what is the best time to write a tweet? And the best time to write a tweet is 8 a.m. in each time zone. And so why you would do that is because that's when people are commuting or getting to their desks for the first time and they're checking their social media. So if they're on a plane or a train or something like that and they have access, they would be able to check that. So 8 a.m. is the best time. So you Mountain Time people, man, you're getting the best hour of the day for this. So hope you check in, grab your coffee, get some bacon like Joel Comm did. He came with his own bacon. I mean, you can do that, microwave it, stop at the store, go out to breakfast and bring back the bacon and, share it with everybody here. So great. And Brian says it's on a schedule. I'd love for you guys to schedule it on yours. Tell other people about this because this is going to be awesome. If you haven't listened to the Bacon Podcast, and I said this before and I will say it again, this show is sponsored by the Bacon Podcast, which is www.baconpodcast.com and baconcoach.com. Now, Bacon Podcast is where I have so many awesome guests that you can listen to. And you can check them out while you're at the gym, while you're driving in your car, short 10-minute little bursts, and you'll be able to get a lot of great information in a short period of time on a whole bunch of different topics. And that'll give you a sense of kind of the direction that the show is going. So I'd love for you to join into that. I'll go ahead and put it here in the magic Blab calendar. What are you saying there? Sorry, Mike. It's I don't have my glasses, so it's a little hard to read, but I'm going to put in Bacon Podcast for you, www.baconpodcast.com. And there it is. So you guys can check that out. Some awesome shows, and share it. If you like some of those episodes, share them with your friends. Let them know. And I really appreciate you guys showing up. And thank you guys so much for coming today. Again, I want to take one more time to honor Jan, who is my co-host, who died of brain cancer. If you have not, go over to Facebook, search Brian Basilico. There is a post I put on there where I'm going to donate $1 today, my birthday, for everybody who shares that post. And it's in memory of my mom, Kim, my wife's mom, Jan, and David Bowie, who died today. And I'm sure we've all been touched and know somebody who's either survived or have lost a battle with cancer, because, it's so prevalent. So love for you to do that. And I'd love for you to share this with as many people. Check out, like I said, there's the Bacon Podcast, and you can go to Amazon, check out my book. This is not going to be a hawk fest. I really want to interview some great people, but since I got the time, I got the platform, and you're here, check out Bacon. It's not about you, it's about bacon. It's on Amazon, so you can check that out. And the book is there both in Kindle and print versions. And if we don't have anybody else who wants to jump on, we got about 5 minutes. If you'd like to jump on, please do. I'd really like to honor your time and keep it at exactly an hour. And I'm going to do that every single Monday morning, just for your listening and educational pleasure. So I'd love to have you guys share this. I'd love for you to come back next week, and I will post in social media who the guest will be as we start to line them up. And luckily, I've got a virtual assistant who handled all the booking for the BLT show with Jan. She's going to take over the booking for this show. So if you want to be a guest, somebody who would make an excellent guest, invite them in. Let them know. k@b2b-im.com. I'm going to put that one more time. And all right, somebody came just for the bacon. Of course, k@b2b-im.com. All you got to do is email Kay, tell her you want to be a show on Blab with Bacon. You want to be on the show, and she will get you hooked up and get you a date and let you know, and we will promote it. And all I want from you is just a picture. Either that or I'll go find it somewhere, and that way I can promote you and your topic. So I am really looking forward to having some awesome guests on this show. So I'm pretty much thinking we're going to wrap this thing up, maybe just a little bit early. So I want to thank you for coming. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the guests that popped on, Brian King, Felicia Slattery, Joel Comm, who is the Blab man. You got to check out his Blabs, because the dude has some awesome Blabs, awesome guests. And, I love cross-promoting other people's stuff because there's so much to learn. I learned from them, and hopefully I give some good information that they can learn from. So it's awesome. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And we'll see you next week. Same bacon time, same bacon station. So y'all have a good week, and we'll see you then. Take care.